All right, what's going on? It's your boy, it's the demigod. Um, this video today is what we doing here is, as you can see from the graphic, we're gonna go and break down a lot of what is going on controversially with Kevin Durant and Shannon Sharp. Now, if you don't know who Shannon Sharp is a Hall of Fame tight end of the NFL, turned analyst, whatever you want to call him, at FS1 with Skip Bayless for Undisputed. So we all know Kevin Durant's history, burner accounts, people calling him sensitive. But I mean, we could go back and forth about the past and everything that he's done as a professional basketball. Call him weak, call him sensitive, call him whatever it is. For the purposes of, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna analyze what Shannon Sharp said a couple days ago on Undisputed, in which, if you don't know by now, you've been living under a rock. So basically, Shannon Sharp, long story short, went on Undisputed and basically used a quote that Kevin Durant didn't say. But we're going to rewind it. So, what we're going to do together, me and you, before we do this, I would humbly ask y'all to please like and subscribe to the channel. JIF bring great content. I bring video game content. I bring video this where we controversies and anything pop culture. Or I might do something about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine pulled. I might even do just some funny shit. I don't know. But everybody, brace yourselves. Just like and subscribe and hit the notification because content is coming crazy and not want to miss any of it. So we're gonna go back to the beginning. We're just gonna break down a lot of the things that Shannon Sharp says because we all know that there is like a pillar, and there's a line behind that pillar of people who are avid LeBron James fans. Talk today. And while this has nothing to do with LeBron, Shannon Sharp always finds a way to bring up LeBron. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that'll watch this and be like, who have debated me online and social media and be like, well, all you do is bring up LeBron James too. This ain't about me right now. And to be perfectly honest, I don't really bring up LeBron James like that. In fact, I actually am a fan of LeBron. I got all his jerseys sitting up in my closet. Saw him at the primetime shootout, high school. Came to my state. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm more of a fan of but whatever. We getting off track. But Shannon Sharp. The topic was AD doesn't see championship the end all be all for him. But let's just watch it. Watch it together. Where this takes us.
What he found out, Skip, is that the titles did not give him the validation that he thought it would. Kevin Durant thought by winning the titles, everybody was going to regard him as universally the best player in the NBA, better than even LeBron James. But very few people were willing to go there. And then he's like, because he said it, if LeBron James is the GOAT, I beat the GOAT twice and hit the shots in his building, what does that make me? It wasn't about, well, I will be the best player. So I believe now, Skip,
Now that quote right there was completely false, fake quote that Kevin Durant never said. Now, I have my own thought process when it comes to how people do things, how people championships and winning. Like a couple of weeks ago, Stephen A. Smith first take and basically chastised Russell Westbrook having all these good numbers and never, never winning a championship. And I mean, obviously, the scale is different for Kevin Durant at this point. Accomplished the championship. Russell Westbrook has never accomplished a championship. Russell Westbrook also never ring chased. And I mean, I can name off a lot of motherfuckers who ring chased. LeBron ring chased. Kevin Durant ring chased. I mean, you can go on and on with the people who ring chased. And is it a bad thing? In this era, no. If you obviously, because the narrative is being made by these sportscasters and analysts who have these debate shows, and because they have that platform, they have the platform to basically push a narrative. And the narrative is going to be because these guys are fans as well. At us as fans, do we want our favorite players to win championships? Of course, because our favorite players win championships. Michael Jordan, who to me is the greatest of all time, has 6 championships. He's the greatest of all time and has 6 championships. Listen to that. Bill Russell has 11. Like, but who's around alive now? Who's a Bill Russell fan? We give respect to Bill Russell, but we watched Michael Jordan. We watched Kobe Bryant. We watched LeBron James. So it's not even. I mean, to me, titles are a thing, but it's also what you do. A big part of it for me is what you do. We're getting off topic with that too. That's a video for another day. But right here, as you got, you know, as KD would put it, the drunk uncle. Look at his face. He got misquoted, and again, if you don't know, you've been living under a rock. They both went back and forth on Twitter. Kevin Durant asking him why he misquoted him on national TV. Shannon Sharp basically sidestepped him at first and then, said, well, if you want to handle this, you can handle this off of social media. That's just paraphrasing. Listen, and I know Shannon may never ever see this. He may never see this. But Shannon, if you do ever run across this video, just listen. This wasn't like the Michael Rappaport situation. Michael Rappaport put out private DMs, which he's a duck for. And yeah, KD said some shit he probably shouldn't have said, but it was in private. You went on national television with this, bro, and you didn't back up your statements with any research, because if you had known, there's a lot of fake quotes coming out, and they've been doing them memes for years. So, anybody that's on at FS1 really failed you at this time. You have to go to Club Shay and get a nice hot serving of an L. You have to eat that. You said it. And you wanting to keep it private, I understand why. I understand the thought process behind it. But you said this publicly, and Kevin Durant, all he did was respond. I know that you don't want to look a certain way and going back and forth on social media. I understand it. I debate a lot of people every day, and either they don't want to have that conversation or they want to have that conversation in public. You went on national television and you said it in public, wanted you to address it in public on social media. You didn't, and you thought that it was the bigger thing to do to try to keep it off of social, whatever different guys have. Obviously, you guys aren't friends. Y'all, you might have respect for him. I'm pretty sure Kevin Durant does not give 2 shits about you, because he just seems like the kind of guy that just would. You didn't have to block him. You could have just ignored it. Or the best thing that you should have done was apologize. Be like, I'm sorry, Kevin, I misquoted you because, like a lot of other people are saying, everything else you said is correct. He left OKC. He went to Golden State on his titles. Could the thought process be put together that Kevin Durant really does care about winning? Yeah. Also, no, because when it was just him and Kyrie, I mean, he's been hurt. Did he recruit James Harden, or did he try to influence getting James Harden to Brooklyn? I mean, any GM or any owner or whoever has control of that in the NBA, if they weren't trying to get James Harden, they weren't doing their job. James Harden went to the Nets. Nets had Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. What other team was he going to go to that was going to drastically change it? Was he going to go to Portland? I don't think he had any interest in Portland. Was he going to go to the Clippers? That would have been even worse for you. If he went to the Lakers, that would have been even worse for the league. It would have probably been, I guess, the same way. But James Harden was tired of losing too, so he went to Brooklyn and hooked back up with Kevin Durant. Was that Kevin Durant's doing? I don't know. I don't know if you know. To be honest, I don't think. I I'm pretty sure you and Skip kind of just sit here. You probably have your inside sources. I mean, Fox Sports is big. Is SP like not like ESPN. ESPN is still bigger than you guys, but you have your sources. But do you really know? Why are we questioning what's going on in this man's head? And I know it's news. It's your job. You have to state this stuff because if not, what are you going to talk about? But why in any mindset of a player, and this could go all to a wide variety of sports analysts, like just like the Russell Westbrook thing, he never like ran to a team that was surefire contender. I mean, if you want to count Houston, yeah, he wanted to go to Houston to win a championship. Couldn't do it. Now with James Harden. Now, you know, to be honest, this James Harden, I mean, is it the same James Harden from Houston? Probably. I think he just enjoys his team a little. James Harden. Westbrook maybe just isn't a man that's supposed to win a championship. You know how hard it is to win a title? Obviously, you see what you got to do to win a title. LeBron James can't go to a. One narrative that I don't like is the fact that they say that LeBron can go to any team and win a championship. No, he cannot. Just like Kevin Durant can't go back to OKC and just win a championship. He can't go to Orlando and just win a championship. Will LeBron James go to Orlando right now, and win a championship? Absolutely not. So when we judge Kevin Durant off the fact that he went to Golden State, my God, he hooked up with the Splash Brothers. Bullshit. LeBron hooked up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Dwayne Wade was probably the best shooting guard in the league, regarded at the time. Second best, behind Kobe. And Chris Bosh was a perennial all-star. What is we talking about here? Titles are titles. Championships are championships. obviously the two best teams have to play, and I mean, let's just be honest. You know, LeBron James went and beat that 72, 73 win team. He beat him. So if LeBron could do it, then that means that, I mean, the team was beatable. Everybody's holding on to that record, but they lost. Like Gonzaga did this year, went all the way, perfect up into the national championship game. Now they don't look so unbeatable. But yeah, I'm getting off topic. Shannon, you just gotta hold that L. One, you gotta stop comparing everybody to LeBron. Leave LeBron out of this conversation because LeBron isn't even the topic. Durant and championship. Those championships do mean something to him. But are you in that man's head? He wants to be better for himself. And I know everybody wants to say, well, if you're not playing basketball to not win if you're playing basketball to not win championships, then why are you playing basketball? Because he's great at it. Some people just play the game to play. Like, not everybody wants to be pushed on that narrative that they gotta want to be the Kevin Durant wants to be the best version of Kevin Durant. I'm comparing LeBron to Jordan. I actually just watched a video of Shaq and Ryan Hollins talking, and Shaq said it best: "Leave them in their eras. Just leave them." LeBron's the greatest of this generation, and Kevin Durant is probably number two. That's it. That's all you gotta say. If that upsets Kevin Durant, well, I'm sorry, my guy. You could easily be number one, but there's too many LeBron fans. People have been LeBron fans since jump. Like they think he's the coolest dude ever. No scandals and all that other. I think is ridiculous to bring up. If we're just talking basketball, LeBron has the time in, and there's a lot of things that don't matter to me. Like rebounds don't fucking matter to me at all. And the way his teams are constructed, I'm not surprised he has all those assists because how he plays. He's a point guard and a power forward body, and his teams are always constructed around him needing shooters. People who can hit shots after he passes them. If I had a team that was constructed like that, whomever was the primary ball handler and they had great vision would have a lot of assists. LeBron James excels at that. And to me, the dude's a freight train and no one can stop him getting to the rim. Why I always thought he should he should definitely be destroying everybody. I always thought that from jump. Because if you can't stop him going to the rim, what's stopping him from scoring 40 a night? I don't know. But for this, Shannon, drunk uncle, you my dude. I fucks with you. Like Uncle Shay Shay, Club Shay Shay. I fucks with you. Like I have tremendous respect for you too. But you gotta hold this L today. You gotta hold it, and you have to like, as I think you have a responsibility. It's like any other journalist, analyst, that when they get something wrong, that they hold themselves accountable to that and apologize. Now you didn't address it today. You didn't even talk about it on First Take from the clips that I saw. I tried to catch it today, but I'm pretty sure if you said something about it, it would have been up there because everybody's waiting for it. But I know you didn't say nothing about it. You probably won't say nothing about it because you don't want that smoke. You don't want none of that Kevin Durant smoke right now because you fucked up. But I'm pretty sure if you hit him in the DMs and with an apology, which you can't do because you blocked them, everything will be all right. And maybe Kevin Durant doesn't even want your apology at this point because he's just basking in the fact that you screwed up. Understand, the internet's not going to forget about this. They're going to remember this, obviously, because they remember something Kevin Durant said that you reminded them back in 2010 about competition. Understand that competition stuff went out the window years ago. It did. It's over with. I mean, just hold that L. Take that L and apologize, Shannon. I don't know everything else you said on here.
He's looking at it says like, I got titles now. I can just focus on being the best player I can be. But
what's wrong with
the
that?
reason why people think you're the best player you can be, they didn't give you that validation first, KD, is because you had no titles.
But understand, that's a narrative y'all push. Y'all push that championship narrative because y'all need something to talk about. Again, Bill Russell has 11, Michael Jordan has 6, Kobe has 5, LeBron has 4. LeBron has 4, and the majority of people think he's the GOAT. So that lets you know, like, how, like, the titles look to. You know why we regard Jordan's titles, or no, I'm not gonna say why why I regard Jordan's titles the way that I do. I regard Jordan's titles because that man did everything. The name of the game is scoring, right? And I know it's like, oh well, LeBron James got more points than Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant has more points than Michael Jordan too, but it's how did it. The dude made sure whenever he got to those finals, like the dude has the scoring, like the average record, scoring average record for the playoffs. It's like every other game he's putting up 45 points. Why? Because his team, like, people seem to forget, like, Jordan's teams wasn't invincible. They just won. Everybody points Ron Harper and Dennis Rodman and Tony Kukoc, who's a perennial 6th man. Dude is a 6th man. He might have started, but he was a 6th man. Like, people keep Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr took 2 threes a game. 2. All of a sudden, because of one shot, Steve Kerr is a legend. Steve Kerr is a legend. The man has a lot of championships. He's a legend off of one shot. If that shot never happens, we don't even know his name at all. Paxson hits one shot. We only know John Paxson. One thing. One shot. I mean, one shot can make a career. Look at Robert Horry. Robert Horry has a lot of shots, but shots. It wasn't like Robert Horry was like a dangerous power forward. The dude was just a shooter. He has 7 titles. Kevin Durant's validation came from the fact that he's 7 foot and can move like a guard and shoot lights out. That's why. Russell Westbrook is great because this dude shattered the triple-double record. We all know he can't shoot. We all know he's never going to learn to shoot. But that doesn't take away from the fact that he's great. Allen Iverson, great. One of my favorite players of all time. Changed the culture of the game. The culture, not the actual game. He changed the culture of the game. And he has no championships. Hall of Fame. Yet he gets buried in conversations because he has no titles. The titles are a team accomplishment. Jordan's teams were great. Michael Jordan was a big part of the reason why they were great. Yes, other people had their hands in it, but that's what a team is. I don't remember the last time Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Michael Jordan played any of them finals games by themselves. It wasn't 1-on-5. They are who they are, with or without champions. No one can stop Kevin Durant. If Kevin Durant played on the Orlando Magic his entire career, we could just put we could say Tracy McGrady. How great would Tracy McGrady be if he had titles? Would he be any more or any less? No, he wouldn't be any more or any less. Tracy McGrady is still Tracy McGrady. He's still great, and he's still a Hall of Famer. So, anybody that puts the title thing and elevate it like they do, it's because of the media. Media throws the championships out there, and then they put it on one person. Like LeBron, like LeBron, like they keep saying LeBron can go to anybody, and they make him an instant title contender. No, they are not, because then what happened when LeBron came to the Lakers the first year? Yes, everybody got hurt, but then what happened? Why, if he could take that team to the championship, why did he trade them all? Why? Kevin Durant left because he couldn't win with Russell Westbrook, Splash Brothers. And the super team era is the super team era. There's nothing that we can really do about it. Most of us that have that old school mentality of being a team, like the last great team was Golden State because they were a team. It wasn't just Steph. It wasn't just Clay. It wasn't definitely just wasn't Draymond. The team, Sean Alexander, Andre Iguodala, Andrew Bogut, come on now. They had a great team. And then the last great team before them were the San Antonio Spurs. Beautiful basketball that was played. Now we just get makeshift teams put together with galaxy great players. And then like now they're expected to win a championship. Like if the Nets don't win a championship, it's a fail. And that they're not as they're supposed to be. LeBron James don't win a championship, he's not as good as we thought he was. That's stupid. LeBron James is still great. Kevin Durant is still great. Stephen Curry is still great. Only people, and it's like Anthony Davis, he couldn't even get out the first round before he got to the Lakers. Now all of a sudden, according to Shannon Sharp, he's baby GOAT. How? If he by himself couldn't make it out of the first round. That's why I don't like that whole thing, because it's like he had a garbage team. Rash. Wasn't no one getting to the finals with the Pelicans. No one. Zion playing out his mind. Is he even gonna make the playoffs this year? No. Don't know. I'm gonna need a lot of y'all to know your role. Shut mouths. Because it sounds stupid and ridiculous. I don't like calling people stupid, but most people takes on things aren't really logical. Championships don't make them. They don't. They're not supposed to. Championships make the team. It may show that him being the leader of that team that he was able to pull it together, keep his men tight, but he ain't shooting 50 shots a game. That one person didn't shoot all them damn balls. They didn't make all those damn points. It's the team. What we should really be judging individual players off of is, and see, the thing is that individual awards are kind of tainted at this point because at the beginning of the year it was unanimous that LeBron was going to get it because of the narrative. Now it's Embiid or Buzz Jokic or Harden. Harden quit on his team and then went to the Nets, and he's second in MVP. That's crazy. So I believe Harden should damn well be in that situation. He should be thought of as an MVP candidate. But yeah, I would have to disqualify him because, dog, you got yourself traded. You ain't play a full year. Your ass was out of shape in the beginning. Like, that's just wild to me. But Embiid, he just got back from being hurt. He may deserve it. Been playing great. Ron, he's been hurt. But everybody will say like LeBron's been getting cheated out of MVP for the past 8 years. Should have been MVP every year. Voter fatigue, whatever it is you want to call it. But those are the things. Individual, if we go and judge people individually, do it off their individual numbers. Now you go and say, well, Kevin Durant can score and rebound. He's not really that big of a guy. LeBron James is a big rebound assist guy, and he got the points. And da 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 da. Dame Lillard, 30 a game. Steph Curry, shooting up lights out. At the end of the day, I think that's what we should judge them off of. Judge them off their numbers. If it was just numbers, cool. Cool. Even though I feel like numbers should be judged differently. Because, everybody can get a rebound nowadays. If Russell Westbrook, point guard, a high intensity point guard, can average a triple double, LeBron James at 6'9", 250, did not have any problem catching rebounds. Rebounds are easy. I can get 4 or 5 rebounds. Like, what are we talking about here? I don't value rebounds as much as everybody else does. People are shooting more threes now in this era than in any other era, so rebounds are going to be there. The rebound stats are super inflated at this point. And assists, well, if your team is built around passing the ball or one person passing the ball out, then yeah, you're going to get the assist. If it's tailor made for you, I give more respect to point guards who have to create that. You create mismatches, but it doesn't matter. However you get the assist, however you get does Russell Westbrook's assists mean more than LeBron James' assists? Some people would say no. But I ran off on a tirade. Basically, Shannon Sharp, hold that L, bruh. Hold it. do about it except for apologize and do your job better. Been coasting on Bayless's coattails, and I'm for one, I don't even like a lot or if any Skip Bayless's because he's super biased. I can't listen to not one thing football from him because he's biased. For Tom Brady and the Dallas Cowboys, he can objectively speak about other teams, but when it comes to them, when it comes to his anti LeBron James stuff, when it comes to some of his other NBA stuff, absolutely not. Dude is a Clippers fan, and I don't even. I mean, he's only a Clippers fan because of Kawhi. He's an actual Spurs fan, and he said nothing, yapped not one word about the Spurs at all. They say something here or there, but he don't keep up with DeRozan. He didn't give a fuck about Aldridge before. Pretty sure he probably read stuff about him, but he didn't care. So why am I even listening to him when most of his stuff is just one-sided and he's only going with one team because of one guy and he's going against another guy that he does not like. Not that he doesn't like him, but he just doesn't want him to win because he's a threat to Michael Jordan. I'm sorry, world, but there's a threat to Michael Jordan. Keep everybody in their eras. Please keep them in their eras. Michael Jordan, greatest in his era. LeBron, greatest in his era. Kobe, the best in his era. Wilt, best in his era. Russell, best in his era. Whatever your Rushmore is, whatever it is, find more valuable. My top 5: Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Stephen Curry. That was 4. Jack. / Allen Iverson. Honorable mention. So yeah, Shannon, hold that L. Gotta do that, bro. Apologize. Do whatever it is you've got to do, but make sure you do it with love in your heart and no basing it. That's all I got for today. Please remember, subscribe, the notification button, like it, give me a thumbs up. I know I'm new to this, and I'm trying to get better. I'm gonna leave y'all with some departing words from your boy, CEO of Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp.
They go hand in hand. Michael Jordan might have been the best player, Skip, but he had no titles in the 80s. People couldn't put him in front of Bird and Jordan because he didn't have anything to show for it.
Magic
was coming. Yes. Yeah. And I just believe, Skip, if Kevin Durant always felt this way, I'm not saying that he wouldn't have left OKC. But it's hard for me to believe if you say you want to just develop as a player and says I'm the best player, you go link up with a team that went 73-9. You link up with a team that went 67-15 the year before with the greatest shooter to ever live and a top 3, top 4 shooter to ever live. Mm-hmm. And you go there if you want to say I'm the best. Normally the best want to prove they're the best. They go somewhere else. But that's not what he did. So I think it's revisionist history. I think it's easy for him to say that now, ex post facto, after he's won those titles.
Okay. I cannot disagree with any point you just made.
Hit the like, subscribe, notification. Content is coming this weekend. I'll be streaming Call of Duty Warzone. I will also be doing videos on NBA 2K My Team 21. I am still current gen. I am not next gen. Who knows when I'll even be able to get one, because bitches ain't got the materials to make the shit. And I'm not traveling all the way to fucking West Bubblefuck to find a fucking Xbox or a PlayStation. Thanks for watching the video.